U.S. Special Forces have begun to pull out from the Central African Republic. The move ends their 5-year hunt for Joseph Kony, the warlord of the Lord's Resistance Army. A small contingent of U.S. military personnel will continue to work in the area to complete logistical tasks such as removing equipment. Those tasks will be completed by September. U.S. Africa Command says the operation has cost between $600 and $800 million US dollars. Around 100 U.S. Special Forces were deployed in 2011 to the C.A.R. to support Ugandan soldiers tracking Kony. 150 Special Forces airmen were added 3 years later. The Lord's Resistance Army has terrorized parts of the Central African Republic for 30 years. Its fighters are dispersed across parts of the C.A.R., the Democratic Republic of Congo, Sudan and South Sudan. The rebel group has killed more than 100,000 people and abducted 60,000 children. Kony, who's wanted for crimes against humanity, is still at large. For more on this story, we are joined by CGTN's Nick Harper, who's live from New York. Nick, Kony has not been captured and the troops are withdrawing. Is it a good move considering the amount of money spent on this operation so far?
Well, the US seems to think so, but yes, it is huge amounts of money, between $600 and $800 million that the US says that it's spent over the last 5 years or so. Now, this was a decision taken by the Trump administration. AFRICOM, the US Africa Command, is carrying out this withdrawal. It's starting today, and they say that it won't take very long to complete. They're spinning it, though, as a success because in many ways they say that over the last 5 years the LRA has been completely demolished. The commander for US Africa Command, General Thomas D. Waldhauser, says that there has been a lot of damage to the organisation in that time. He was quoted recently as saying that they have been taken off the battlefield. He also said that according to intelligence assessments, the LRA has been significantly reduced and may now only comprise of about 100 fighters in total spread across the whole of the region. We've seen lots of defections during the last few years. The US is saying that the forces that they've had out there can be attributed to being part of the success story behind this. They also say that really the LRA has been reduced to irrelevant. So lots of money spent. We are seeing US forces leaving, but the US administration is saying that this effectively has been a win during this 5-year hunt.
So, Nick, does this mean this is over? No future plans to get involved in the hunt again?
Well, in terms of US troops being there, that is very much over. But no, look, Kony is still at large. The LRA still is in existence, even though it may have been reduced over the last few years. What the US is saying is that they've been working with African partners over the last few years, and they will continue to do so, even though they won't actually physically be there on the ground. One of the main countries they've been working with is the Ugandans over the last few years. The Ugandan military, the US says, will now take control of the situation there, that they will really lead the continued hunt for Kony. What they also say is that they intend to maintain contacts and good relations with the Central African Republic, also with South Sudan and the Democratic Republic of Congo. One concern from the US military, though, is a security vacuum that may now take place with the US troops leaving. As far as they're concerned, in their final assessment, they are saying that this is no longer a hunt for Kony. What they hope to be able to achieve by maintaining these good contacts with their African partners is that the LRA will be maintained at its low, reduced number of troops that are about 100 within the Central African Republic. And therefore they're saying that, look, they have finished for now, but it is not the complete end of their operations in Africa looking for Kony.
All right, Nick Harper, live for us in New York. Many thanks, Nick.